Classmate copied my project and got the better grade, so I showed the professor his original work from last semester. I'm in this advanced computer science class where we have to build a full app from scratch. The professor made it super clear that copying someone else's work would result in automatic failure. I spent 3 weeks coding this weather app that could predict patterns based on user location. I was actually pretty proud of it because I taught myself a new programming language just for this project. The day before it's due, this guy Mason, who sits next to me, asks if he can take a look at my code to help debug his own project. I figured whatever, we're all struggling, so I shared my screen for like 10 minutes while he pretended to compare our approaches. Big mistake. When we presented our projects, I went first and showed off my weather app. The professor seemed impressed and asked a few technical questions that I answered easily. Then Mason goes up and presents the exact same app, like literally identical code, same color scheme, same features, everything. The only difference was he changed the title from Weatherwise to Climate Tracker. But here's where it gets wild. Mason clearly had no idea how the code actually worked. When the professor asked him to explain his algorithm for data processing, he just stood there stuttering about innovative methodologies and other random buzzwords. The professor's face was getting more suspicious by the second. After class, grades got posted online. Mason got a 95 and I got an 87. I was furious. I mean, this dude literally stole my work and somehow got a better grade than me. I immediately went to the professor's office hours to explain what happened. Professor Adams listened to my whole story, but said he needed proof beyond just our similar projects. That's when I remembered something. Last semester, Mason had to present his final project for intro programming class, and I was in that class too. His project was this super basic calculator app that barely worked. I went back to my dorm and dug through my old files until I found the video I took of everyone's final presentations. There was Mason, struggling to explain his calculator that could only add and subtract single digits. The thing crashed twice during his 5-minute presentation. I brought the video to Professor Adams the next day. We watched Mason claim he built this complex weather prediction algorithm, then immediately watched him from 4 months ago unable to explain basic addition functions. The difference was so obvious, it was almost funny. Professor Adams called Mason into his office that afternoon. I don't know exactly what was said, but Mason came out looking like he'd seen a ghost. Turns out, not only did he get a 0 on the current project, but the professor also reported him to the Academic Integrity Board for his previous semester's work, which they discovered was also plagiarized from some online tutorial. My grade got bumped up to a 98, and Mason ended up getting kicked out of the computer science program entirely. Last I heard, he had to switch his major to general studies and will probably graduate a year late.